See, I put mine up. I just put mine up in front of the community center. 2 days later, it's gone. Where they worked on it. They filled it in. They took them all out and filled it in with dirt.
Mowing up there, they put them up mowing. A year ago, they put them up the day after the election. They come through mowing.
They tore them all to pieces. I went down there to the community center and put one.
I call to order the June County Commission meeting. Sheriff, will you open the meeting, please?
All rise. The DeKalb County Commission meeting is now in session. DeKalb County Mayor Tim Striblin presiding. Anyone having business before this commission come forth and you shall be heard. Please silence your cell phones and refrain from making any noises in the meeting room. May God bless the United States, the state of Tennessee, and DeKalb County.
I'd like to ask Danny Hale, would you have our invocation, please?
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for another wonderful day. We thank you for another opportunity to be gathered together here, Lord, as friends, family, Lord, as commissioners, as businessmen, everyone that's here, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Let's conduct ourselves, Lord, in a professional manner. Just watch over us and care for us, Lord. Let everything we do honor you and bless your name, Lord. Let's be mindful of the citizens, mindful of our speech, whatever we say. Just watch over us, care for us, Lord. Always forgive us where we fail you. These things we ask in our name. Amen.
Mr. Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Shay Flatt, Jenny Trout, Anita Puckett,
Here.
Beth Pafford,
Here.
Myron Rhodey, Janice Fish Stewart,
Here.
Matt Adcock,
Here.
Bruce Malone,
Here.
Jerry Adcock,
Here.
Susanna Cripps Daughtry,
Here.
Julie Young, Jeff Barnes,
Here.
Sabrina Furler, Scott Little.
Yes.
8 present.
We have a quorum. Item number 4, approval of agenda. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda for tonight's meeting?
I make that motion.
Janice Stewart made a motion to approve the agenda. Mr. Matt Adcock, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed.
Item number 5, approval of the minutes from May 23rd, 2022. You've had the minutes in your packet. If there's not any additions or corrections, is there a motion that we approve the minutes and suspend the reading?
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Anita Puckett made a motion to approve the minutes of the May meeting, suspend the reading. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Jerry Adcock, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6, financial reports. Go over the sales tax report that you've got in your budget or got in your packet for May of 2022 and compared to May of 2021. May of 2022 for the whole county, counting the Smithville, Alexandria, Downtown, Liberty, and then outside those city limits in the county, sales tax collection was $571,345.66. Last year at this time, for the whole county and all, it was $538.318. So you can see there's been an increase in sales tax. In 2020, it was $432,463. So you can see there's quite a bit of increase.
When did we start with the mail-in taxes? Was
that 2 or 3 years ago?
Probably about 3 years ago, Jerry. That's something that the state started.
That's helped. A lot.
Okay. It is right. Is there a motion that you acknowledge the sales tax report? Mr. Malone made a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Tadcock, second. Guess we need to back up a little bit. First, since we just have 8 people here, it takes 8 votes for a motion to carry. When we had the approval of the agenda, we had 1 no. So that would left 7 votes approving the agenda, which is not a majority. So, can we carry on without an agenda, council?
Looking to the vote.
So, Will, you say we can proceed?
So does that mean we can't have the order to carry on the meeting?
Pardon?
What does that mean? We can't use the agenda. Have a meeting, we just can't carry the agenda. I mean, deviates the agenda.
Can we go back to the agenda? Just proceed without an agenda?
Well, the point of order is that we've approved it, passed it. We've already moved on, past number 8. We can't backtrack it.
Well, if somebody on the commission wants to make a motion that we continue,
We've already continued to go on. So we can't, we have to, so therefore, don't we have to, proper rules of order, don't we have to go on with the agenda?
we have 9 members now.
Myron's here.
I'm gonna leave it to our
Vote again.
county attorney to,
I mean, does that mean Myron is excluded from participating in the meeting?
no, the ones that have come in late, Jimmy, at the point of the minutes, when he types in the minutes, he puts in so-and-so came in at that time. And they're included. It's happened before.
So can now so does that mean can we go on with the agenda now that Myron's here?
Well, I mean, that's not any different than if he wasn't here. The agenda wasn't approved. We had 7 votes and not 8.
I'm only asking him because Myron's here.
I understand.
Mr. Chairman, can we,
It takes two-thirds vote of the membership to amend the agenda. Agenda items may be added, deleted, amended prior to the vote to approve the agenda, if approved by two-thirds vote of the membership. So we don't have two-thirds of the membership here.
Could we vote to do a recess, a 10-minute recess, to figure out what we need to do next and then come back?
let's just
I think, Mr. Adcock could,
The only thing that.
move to change his vote.
I'll let everybody else change their vote. The reason I am against putting this agenda down is we may have somebody out here that wants to speak on something. And it's happened to us before, and we didn't hold the rules that we had already set up. When Scott called the guy from Cherry Hill over here to speak on getting that building up there, it was in the middle of the meeting. We let him speak, we didn't stop him. And it wasn't at the end of the meeting, but we had our meeting and we went on. That's all this does. There's just, we don't have to stick to the agendas.
We have a quorum for a meeting, we just haven't had the majority votes to approve the agenda.
That's right.
We're in session.
Is the plan to stick with the agenda though?
Pardon? I'm just going to continue on if that's okay with the commission and not necessarily refer to the agenda.
Tim,
Yes.
I believe, and Hilton, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the two-thirds majority is for a reconsideration of a decision already made.
Mr. Chairman,
If
can we
you look
vote
at-
on it
If
again?
you look at Rule 5, agenda items may be added, deleted, amended prior to the vote to approve the agenda if approved by two-thirds of the majority of vote of the membership.
That's not intended.
And then what 5 is that? 5 what?
5C,
Okay.
Seeing the bad thing about that, 2/3,
Okay,
if
Jerry? It is.
when we're legislative fighting, we need to talk. That's what we're here for, is to discuss this stuff.
But we can just continue on without an agenda.
without
Okay.
an approved agenda.
Okay, all right. So, we had a motion to approve the sales tax report. We come to have some budget amendments that are in your packet. The first ones that you'll take out will be Fund Number 101. And these are budget amendments from our bookkeeper, Ms. Christie Noakes. We went over these, the first 3 pages. We went over these Thursday night. And this is to bring the budget into balance for the year end. This is something that we do and all counties do in June to bring the budget into balance. So if you'll look on the left-hand side, they're all debits, and on the right-hand side is credits. The auditors asked for year-end budget amendments like this, if you will try to move money around within the budget, rather than just dipping into fund balance. So she spent quite a bit of time on this. I will tell you that the total budget amendments is $308,883.29. This is the first 3 pages. And $274,535.29 was money that we moved around in the budget. We hit fund balance for $34,348. So that $274,535.29 plus $34,348 equals to $308,883.29. This is this is the first 3 pages of our budget amendment. So this is the ones that's recommended by our bookkeeper. So is there a motion that we approve Mr. Bruce Malone? This is Fund 101, first 3 pages. Motion made by Mr. Bruce Malone to approve
I'll second that.
fund, budget amendments. Have a second by Mr. Myron Rhodey. Because the next page is gonna be a different fund. Any questions or comments? Would you call the roll, please?
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Bruce Malone,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daltrey,
Yes.
Jeff Barnes,
Yes.
8 yes.
You didn't call my name.
Myron Odie.
Yes.
Sorry, Myron, I didn't have you on here for coming in.
That's all
I
right.
got you now.
9 yes. Keith.
Gonna make you stand in.
9 yes, motion passed. Next budget amendment is Fund 116, it's the Solid Waste Fund. You can see it's requested by Christy Noakes, a bookkeeper. It's debiting $29,100 from labor and crediting diesel fuel, $19,100, and maintenance and repair of vehicles of $10,000, which equals to $29,100. This is a different fund, so we'll have to have a motion and a second to approve this budget amendment. Mr. Myron Odie made a motion that we approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jerry Adcock, second. Would you call the roll, please?
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Bruce Malone,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daltrey,
Yes.
Jeff Barnes.
Yes.
The next budget amendment is Fund 120, which is the local purpose fund. It's also requested by our bookkeeper to bring the local purpose fund into balance for the year end. It's debiting fund balance $1,000 and crediting trustees commission $1,000. Is there a motion that we approve the budget amendment for the local purpose fund?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Matt Adcock made a motion. Ms. Janice Fish Stewart, second. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Jeff Barnes,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daltrey,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
Yes.
Bruce Malone, Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart.
Yes.
9 yes.
Next budget amendment is Fund 171, the Capital Projects Fund. This involves our CDBG grant, our DeKalb County Fire Department tanker that we have ordered. We've had to spend a little money right off the bat. And so this is debiting community development, $13,193.13, and crediting other contracted services, the same amount. Reason for request, this is the CDBG grant for the DeKalb County Fire Department. This is Fund 171. Those are,
This fund's coming back to the fire department. Is this money coming back to the fire department?
no, this is money to pay for the tanker, part of the tanker.
Toward the time?
Yes, yes, it's already budgeted, but we had to expense some this budget year.
I'll make a motion to accept this.
Mr. Myron Rhodey made a motion that we approve Fund 171. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Beth Pafford, second. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Bruce Malone,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daltrey,
Yes.
Jeff Barnes.
Yes.
9 yes.
All right. The next budget amendment goes back to Fund 101. These are just budget amendments. These weren't part of year-end budget amendments to move money around in the budget. The first one involves the Sheriff's Department debiting insurance recovery for $7,377.17 and crediting other charges the same amount. This is insurance recovery money for the Sheriff's Department to repair the fire alarm controls. So that's the first one. If you flip to the second one, this is the Fire Department. This is requested by Fire Chief Donnie Green. This is direct federal grant in the amount of $20,100 and debiting direct federal 47990 and crediting law enforcement equipment. It's a grant, and he's got the reason for request to bring revenue from 2021 Tennessee Volunteer Firefighter Equipment and Training Program grant into 54310, line 716, to purchase turnout gear specified in the grant project award. This is a 100% state grant and requires no local match. And then if you turn over a page, this is budget amendments, actually line item transfers, but some of them. But budget amendment, this is from the fire department. He said, see attached memo. These line item transfers within the 54-310 budget are to consolidate remaining funds from year-end accounting purposes. These line items will be used to purchase equipment and supplies necessary for daily operations of the countywide fire department. So you can see on the last page, he has what he's wishing to debit and where he wants to credit. So we have,
I'll make that motion to approve.
Ms. Anita, you want to make a motion to approve and consolidate all of them?
Consolidated and approve the vote.
Okay, we have a motion by Anita Puckett to approve the 3 budget amendments in Fund 101 and to vote on them all at once, and Mr. Byron Rhodey second. Is there any questions or comments?
On these turnouts for the fire, did that get all over, that's 100%, right? Did you get all you needed?
No, that's just 6, 7 years.
Okay, but that's what you normally,
No, that's just what we got on the grant, we normally in our.
So you can speak, Donnie, if you want to, but it's not all, that's just what he specified in the grant. Okay?
that's what got the grant.
Yeah. Would you call the roll, please?
Bruce Malone,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daltrey,
Yes.
Jeff Barnes,
Yes.
Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Anita Puckett.
Yes.
9 yes.
The motion passes. The next budget amendments that we have to do deal with the Board of Education. These were passed by the Board of Education in their board meeting on May 23rd, 2022. The first budget amendment that you look at is for $460.96. Its original budget for 2021-22 did not have enough money for salary increase. This is the cafeteria personnel debiting it and crediting supervisor of the cafeteria. The second page, budget amendment, is health services, the coordinated school health salary lines. This was a miscommunication on funds needed to pay the increase. So you can see this is, budget amendment is for $537.84. The next budget amendment is coordinated school health to utilize all grant funds, clerical salary, and benefit funds not to be used as anticipated. So they're debiting those and crediting other supplies and materials for $6,403.10. So this was grant funds. And then the next budget amendment, these are all the same fund, Fund 141. The next budget amendment is 2022 summer learning camp grants. There's 4 of them. Each amendment is attached. One of them is for summer learning camp in the amount of $199,541.20. Another one is bridge camp for $79,373.34. Another one is stream mini camp for $57,011.77. And the last one was summer learning transportation for $53,198.40. This is for a total of $389,124.71. This for our grant, you can see that state and federal. So, is there a motion that we approve the budget amendments for the Board of Education and combine them into one motion and vote on them all at once? Miss Susanna Criptalter made that motion, and Mr. Myron Rhodey second. Is there any questions or discussion? If not, would you call the roll, please?
Jerry Edcock,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daughtry,
Yes.
Bruce Malone,
Yes.
Matt Adcock,
Yes.
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
and did I miss somebody? Jeff Barnes.
Yes.
9 yes.
Okay, motion passed. You had in your packet from Thursday night some information about premium pay or bonuses using the American Rescue Plan Act funding money. And we have talked about this several times in some of our American Rescue Plan workshops. We've talked about it in some of our workshop or Committee of the Whole workshop. And then a couple of weeks ago, some county officials came to the Budget Committee and requested some premium pay for employees that are in their offices. For county employees, basically all of them in county general, or I guess that receives a paycheck out of county mayor's office, which also is landfill employees too, and convenience site employees. So they, I think Ms. Susan Martin came and was a spokesperson and had several county officials together and spoke and was requesting that the county give some of the American Rescue Plan Act money to county employees. Several criteria had been talked about in the past, and I think several of you people, a couple of commissioners, sorry about that, a couple of commissioners have also contacted some other counties, and I did too. So most of the counties around us, Putnam County, White County, Smith County, have given bonuses. Wilson County, using the American Rescue Plan. The criteria was kind of the most difficult thing to come up with. How did you determine it? And a couple of counties used the criteria of the pandemic actually went into effect on March 13, 2020, what it was declared a pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. So several counties used that as a starting point and an ending point of June 30th, 2021. Now, however you do it, it's not perfect. But like I said in the past, that we have talked about several different scenarios. But that's what Smith County used, I believe, and I believe White County. And also the caveat that people had to still be employed by the county at the time that it was approved. So, and also it was prorated for full-time employees. In other words, March 13th, 2020 to June 30th, 2021 is a little over 15 months. So the Budget Committee came up with a figure of $2,500 for full-time employees and $1,250 for part-time employees. And that full-time employees would be prorated if somebody worked the full 15 months from April 1st of 2020 to June 30th, 2021, then you would qualify for the whole amount. If you started, say, and worked 4 months, then the prorate amount of that $2,500 for 15 months is $166.67. So you would get 4 months of $166.67. So they also included volunteer firefighters, and that had been talked about in the past. And also the employees at the health department. We have 2 full-time employees that the county pays at the health department and 1 part-time employee. But there's also 9 other employees at the health department that were, you know, at the height of testing and all with the pandemic. Smith County paid their health department employees. But like I said, we do fund a couple of them out of our county budget. What we came up with on, or what the Budget Committee came up with on part-time was EMS part-time, you had to work at least 400 hours during that 15-month period. In other words, in their policy now, if you're a part-time employee, in order to step up to the next pay scale, step raise, you have to work 400 hours in a year. So they just used that scenario and said 400 hours in 15-month period. Now, we do have part-time employees here. We have part-time employees at the library. We have part-time employees. All our convenience site people are part-time employees. So with that, the hours set for them was 250 hours. And the reason for the difference was that EMS had a greater chance to build up their hours than solid waste employees. Solid waste employees can't get more than 29 hours a week, but a part-time EMS employee can go in on 1 shift and get 24 hours. So they had a greater chance to accumulate part-time hours. So during our discussion Thursday night at our committee of the whole workshop, this was brought before the workshop with pay for full-time county employees, part-time volunteer firefighters, and health department employees. There was mention that they thought that the rescue squad should be included. And
Mr. Mayor, I'll call for a question and go ahead and vote on this.
no,
I think we've got enough discussion. I think we just go ahead and.
but I need to explain how we get to this, because what you got Thursday night is different than what you have now.
Well, I think we're just stalling. I think we just go ahead and vote.
Well, I've got the floor, Bruce, and I'm
But
gonna,
I mean, that's a tactic that's been used before. I've been cut off, and I think
But-
I'm within rights. You can ask the parliamentarian. I just go ahead and call the question now for the vote.
but anyway,
Is that okay, Mr. Parliamentarian?
I think the chairman has the right to,
Can I call for vote now, please?
I'd like to discuss this before we get into that.
So the highway department has to be included.
Can I get a ruling on that, Mr. Parliamentarian?
Well, I don't think, the motion has not been, we don't have a question before on the floor at this point.
I apologize.
So, anyway, I'm gonna give you the totals here. So, you have 75 full-time employees. This is, I'm talking about county employees that are paid out of the county mayor's office, which includes full-time solid waste employees, full-time EMS employees, library, senior citizen employees, library director. If everybody understands that. Then you have the 56 part-time employees, which is the part-time people that I mentioned earlier. The 9 health department employees. There are 8 prorated full-time employees out of the county general. Okay, so there's 75 full-time that served the 15 months. There's 8 of them that will be prorated because they didn't do the full 15 months. And you have your sheet in front of you if you follow along. And the highway department has 17 employees. 5 of them are prorated, the way I understand, and 12 worked the 15 months. Volunteer firefighters had 29, and the rescue squad had 15. So that total amount came to $372,862. There would be a contribution made to the fire department in amount of $9,350. They would pay their volunteer firefighters, and the rescue squad of $4,550. Now, if there was a firefighter that worked for EMS, they would get paid off of the EMS scale. So there wouldn't be any double dipping. Somebody wouldn't do EMS, somebody wouldn't be firefighter, somebody wouldn't be rescue squad if somebody was all 3. So these firefighters are not on any other list. The rescue squad is not on any other list. So that's what was asked to come before the commission tonight. So, is there a motion that we?
Wait,
I'm gonna make a motion second, then we'll discuss. You got to do that, Jerry. Is there a motion to approve this?
Yes.
Are you,
I make the motion that we approve this revised budget to pay all of the volunteer work, all of the workers within the county that worked during the period of time that we did the COVID. And that would include the addition of the rescue squad and the highway department.
we'll have some discussion. Is there a second to this motion? Mr. Myron Rhodey, second. Okay. We'll have discussion, address the chair. Jerry, you wish to discuss?
First thing I want to say, was the building not locked down and people could not enter during this time, Frank, for a big portion of this time?
Jerry, as far as the building was locked down, as most buildings across the state were, but our employees were still in there working.
But they weren't going to be exposed unless they exposed each other. What I'm saying is, and what I said the night that we talked about this money, the $4 million or whatever, should be each taxpayer, voting taxpayer in the county should be given one share, and then divided up to pay their property tax. If they have property tax, say there was $4 million and there was 10,000 people, that'd come out to about $400 a piece. I figured it up today. And take that $400 and apply that to their property tax. If their property tax was $300, it's tough. They don't get the $100 back. That extra $100 goes into the coffer just like it would if it wasn't there. And I think that's the fair way, because this was set up for the people. It wasn't just set up for a chosen few that we choose to hand this out to? Was it not set up for the people
Jerry, it's set up for any number of ways.
for any number of ways that we want to just throw it in the wind? I almost said something else. So any number of ways we want to throw it in the wind, we can just go ahead and do that?
Jerry, that's your comment. That's not my comment. I'm not necessarily saying it's thrown in the
Well,
wind.
I mean, I haven't read all the rules in this, and I was gonna give you a chance, and I thought maybe somebody might have an answer to that. But I think that choosing a few and a limit, like I said, what about the people that worked at the factories? They didn't get paid when they didn't go in. They had to go in regardless, and most of them, I would think that did. Matt Adcock said, we'll let the factories take care of that. But that wasn't right to say that the factories want to take care of it, good. But let's the county as a whole take care of our people in the county, all of them, not just a select few.
Anybody else have a comment? We have a motion and a second. One thing, Matt Adcock, checked with CTAS today. Matt Adcock cannot vote due to a conflict of interest because he is an EMS employee. This does not include any premium paid for county commissioners or county officials. But Mr. Matt Adcock would not be able to vote because of a conflict of interest. Therefore, that would put our number instead of 14 down to 13. So it would, instead of being 8 for the majority vote, it would be 7. And I checked with Mr. Ben Rogers with CTAS today to confirm that. So does everybody understand? When somebody has a conflict, that takes your census of 14 away from whoever has the conflict. So there's 1, so that'll be 13. So the majority vote would be 7. Would you call the roll, please?
Janice Fish Stewart,
Yes.
Myron Rhodey,
Yes.
Beth Pafford,
Yes.
Anita Puckett,
Yes.
Susanna Cripps Daughtry,
Yes.
Jeff Barnes,
Yes.
Jerry Adcock,
No.
Bruce Malone.
No.
Eight yes. 7 yes.
You don't have 7 yet. You got 6.
6 yes, 2 no.
6
1 no
yes.
vote.
6 yes, 2 no, so motion fails for lack of majority. Okay, back a couple of months ago, we did pass the resolution for, to be a broadband-ready designation county. So we passed that resolution, and I received an email, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up now is so we can get it into the minutes on a follow-up on the resolution. This is from Emily Hale with the Broadband Grants and Program Manager of the State of Tennessee. It just says, Mayor Stribling, we have reviewed your county's application to become a broadband-ready community. Your application was approved and will be listed on the ECD broadband site in the coming days. Any broadband grant applications from providers in your county will receive an additional 10 points for applying in a broadband-ready community. We appreciate your participation and your commitment to closing the digital divide in your community. So just wanted to let you know, follow up, we did this resolution to be a broadband-ready community. So when somebody from our community applies for a grant, they will be ahead of the curve. If you go to the Tennessee Economic Community Development website, under our broadband communities, there's about 50 counties, 55 counties that are listed. The CAP's not listed yet, but they soon will be. We have some library board appointees. Kathy Hendrickson, the director of Justin Potter Library, addresses to the DeKalb County Commissioners. Please appoint Teresa Bell, Doris Cantrell, and Chris Summers to a 3-year term on the DeKalb County Library Board of Trustees. So is there a motion that we approve these
I'll make that motion.
names? Mr. Jeff Barnes made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Jerry Aycock, second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, the next one is something that, since I've been county mayor for 8 years, this is part of a 3-star grant. This is something that we do every year. I received a letter from Jody Slager, who is the Community Development Director for Community and Rural Development for Tennessee Economic Community Development. And she just sent a reminder that the annual fiscal confirmation letter is due for 2022 by the end of July. I have attached the template here. Please use this template, not a previous version. This must be acknowledged at a full county commission meeting. I will need this letter completed and signed along with the meeting minutes emailed to me by July 31st, 2022. So you all have the fiscal strength and efficient government fiscal confirmation letter 2022 3-star program requirements in front of you. So is there a motion that you acknowledge that this has been presented to the county commission?
I make a motion that this be acknowledged as being presented to the county commission.
Ms. Beth Patrick made a motion that the fiscal strength and efficient government fiscal confirmation letter 2022 3-star program requirements has been submitted to the county commission. Ms. Janice Fish Stewart, second. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Although we don't have an agenda, I'm going to give the chance, as we always do, is anybody have any other business that needs to be brought before the board? If not, I want to remind you, we have a budget meeting, and we mentioned it in the workshop for everybody. We have a budget meeting Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that's mentioned in the workshop, so I want to let everyone know. We have notaries to be approved: Jeremy Benson, Emily Bigham, Randall Braswell, Amy Marie Estes, Julie Lynn Goodrich, Mike Henry, Athena Janine Nauer, Denise Merriman, Tammy Lee Pack, James L. Poss, and April Nicole Preston. Is there a motion that we approve these? Mr. Bruce Malone made a motion that we approve the notaries, and Myron Rhodey second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Jeff Barnes made a motion, Matt Adcock second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?